Hello guys, welcome back to Fairy's Corner. It's Emily here, and today I'm going to be reading The Cruel Prince. Hey guys, so I realized that I never explained what The Cruel Prince was about, so this is editing me coming in and telling you what it's about. So The Cruel Prince is basically about this girl named Jude, and when she was 7 years old, her and her two sisters saw her mother and father murdered by a fairy. So that fairy that murdered the mother and father took them to live in the land called Fairy. I know that's kind of like weird that they are fairies and like their land is literally just called Fairy, but anyways, not the point of this synopsis. She grows up in this land and she really wants to be a part of the fairy court, and they hate humans. She can never be a part of it. She gets bullied and harassed by different types of fairies, different people. She has to deal with her family, some wanting to go back to the human world, some wanting to stay in fairy, and just, yeah, there's just a lot of drama, basically. And that's it. That was the whole synopsis. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So, it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm starting The Cruel Prince. Look how pretty it is. But I finished the prologue in the first chapter, and my goodness, why I don't know how to feel about it. Two characters are already dead, her parents, and I just feel like it all happened so fast. And I get it, that's like the whole point of the prologue, that we see their backstory. I mean, I'm not judging the book, I'm just saying it all happened so fast. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. But already I see how cruel the fairies are to humans. And that's it. I'm just gonna stop this video now. Okay, bye. Good morning, everybody. It is September 4th, Friday. I have finished 50 pages of The Cruel Prince. Nothing new has happened. Well, we've met the family, like the royal family. We see how cruel Cardan is. We see how much she wants to win and become a knight so she could be actually a part of the fairy world. Okay. Other than that, nothing's really happened. I also realized that I don't read a lot of fantasy. Like, I have a lot of fantasy on my shelves, and I do read it from time to time, because, well, I find the synopsis of the stories very intriguing, but I realize I don't pick it up because it's so daunting. So this is the first time I've ever read a fairy novel before, and it's kind of weirding me out. Like, it just kind of seems like a little kid book, because whenever I think about fairies, I think about Tinkerbell. So, not the writing is fine, but in my head, every single time they say fairy, I think of Tinkerbell. So I know I'm gonna get used to it by the end of the book, and it'll be fine. But that's all that's going on. Today is, as I said, Friday, and I have work to do because I have school. I have a test today. But other than that, I'm going to be trying to do yeah, that's what it's called, Pomodoro sessions, where you work for 20 to 30 minutes, and then you take a 5 or 10 minute break and do whatever you want, so I can read this and actually get a chunk of it done today. I believe my boyfriend's coming over, so we can do like a little mini date idea where it's like on TikTok, where you go to like Walmart or something and you're like, oh, pick something that is their favorite color, and then you come back and you show them what you got them. So I want to do that today. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on right now. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, so I was gonna film my day and I didn't get to, but it's still 2:40. Like, it's just 2:40. Like, I can just film the rest of my day with you. But I'm 105 pages into The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and is everybody gonna hate me when I say that I'm not really enjoying it? The whole concept of fairies just seems very childish to me. Like, pretty childish. And I don't know, maybe it's because I've never read anything with fairies in it before, but it just feels a bit childish to me. And then the whole Cardan Prince and the gang, like his gang and like entourage, the way that they bully and basically harass the main character is so childish. Like, what the heck? I'm 17, and if I were to go bully somebody or like make fun and hurt somebody, that just takes out so much energy. Like, I don't have the time to harass somebody, you know what I mean? Again, I'm only 105 pages in. It just seems very childish to me. If I were gonna give it a star rating off of what I've read solely like so far, I'd give it a 3-star rating. But, you know, I'm only 105 pages into it. It's like a 370 something page book, so I really think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm hoping that the rest of the book I really, really enjoy. Watch me not enjoy it. But I have high hopes for the rest of the book. It's not like I'm totally hating it. I just feel like it's average. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Hey guys, so I am 200 pages into The Cruel Prince. I'm halfway done with it, and I'm feeling about the same about it. It's pretty just average to me. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me on that. The characters, though, I am liking the character Locke. Not a lot. I think he's, again, average, but we know that he's the character that has taken a liking to our main character, Jude, very early on in the book. So I know that we're not going to like him later on. Or maybe we will. I don't know. But he's chill. He's cool. And then Cardan, I don't hate him, but I don't like him. I don't know. I feel pity for him and like his backstory and everything that he has to go through. I feel like I'm not getting a lot of action in this book. I feel like this is a fantasy novel and I'm not getting much out of it. Again, I'm only halfway through the book, so I'm hoping the last half is really, really good. I don't really have a connection to any of the characters except for Jude, the main character. And even then, it's not like the strongest connection in the world. But it's going okay. I'm enjoying it. It's not like I'm not enjoying it. I feel like I'm just hating on this book. But I just feel like it's an average fantasy book. I've read better fantasy books, and I really want this to change in the last half, because if you haven't read fantasy before, usually the last half is where it really, really grabs you. So I really have high hopes. Like I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope that I'm at least gonna give this a 4-star. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, it is September 7th. I just woke up, if you can't tell, but I'm 270 pages into The Cruel Prince with 100 pages left exactly, and oh my goodness, I'm like excited to finish. However, I'm not excited about the book, if that makes sense. So before the whole montage, I filmed a clip about the family dynamic, but I was in such a rush. I don't know if I will be able to use that footage. So I'm just gonna say it right now. I know I've been saying a lot of negative things about this book, but the one positive thing that I'm really, really enjoying is the family dynamic. I really love how the sister, I love how Jude interacts with her sisters, Taryn and Vivi. Oh my goodness. And just seeing how like Vivi likes the human mortal world and Jude loves the fairy world, and then Vivi's a fairy and she's immortal, and it's like that whole contrast is so beautiful, especially Vivi being the LGBTQ plus character. That was really nice because it didn't feel forced, which I enjoyed as well. Jude and her father figure, Madoc. Okay, so as we all know, said it in the prologue, Madoc killed and murdered her mother and her father. However, of course, she doesn't like that he murdered them, but she still loves him because he like helped her grow up, and he wasn't cruel to her. He wasn't a cruel father figure. He still took care of them as he should have. So I really like the whole like dynamic that's going on, even though like she should hate him, she doesn't, and like there's like a lot of conflict with the sisters, but they still love each other and everything is like good and a good family dynamic. That's all I'm gonna say. I really, really love that aspect of the book. Other than that, I'm not getting what I wanted from this book. I guess it's just pretty slow, and that's not really what I want from this book. One thing I do want to say though is that even though it's been pretty slow and I'm not like really connected with the characters, I do not want to put it down. I'm excited to finish this book, and I don't really know why that is. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, there was a scene where Jude like rescues a mortal girl that is being held as a servant, and the servant girl kills herself, and then Jude is sad. But we didn't really get like a whole explanation of why that happened. Her sister was like, you can't save mom. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, she never mentions her mother. Like, where is that coming from? So if she just had a little bit more explanation into Jude's mind, I feel like it would have made that scene like worthwhile. But I didn't really get any, like, why was that important? You know what I mean? Other than that, right now, there are a lot of murders going on, and I don't really know what to do with that information. I feel like this is where the last 100 pages is where it's going to pick up. I feel like the last 150 pages are the most important, and so I've been telling you, I hope I get it. I hope I really love it. I hope I really love it. And right now, it's not going to get. Even though if I do love the ending, it's not going to get any more than 4 stars because I cannot ignore the whole first half of the book, even if I love the ending, if that makes sense. If I do love the ending, I will probably pick up the second and third book in the series. It kind of makes me feel weird that I read the first and I didn't complete it, but I don't know. I'm hearing such great things about it, and I really, really, really do want to love it. So that's it. That's what's going on. Okay, I'll talk to you later when I'm 50 more pages into it. My freaking goodness. Okay, there was something that I wanted to add that I couldn't remember, but I remember it now. And okay, so in this book, Jude's big thing is that she wants to be a knight and that she is like really good at fighting or whatever, but we never get to see any of those scenes, like at all. We don't get to see her really training. She just talks about, oh, I trained last night, or I did this, or like when I was in the arena with, like, that could have been a huge scene where she was in the arena with Cardan and his whole gang. But it wasn't. I didn't even get like, why is that? Why is she going on about being a knight and having all of these skills and training since she was little, and we didn't get to see any of that? That's all. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, I'll go now. Okay, so I have 50 more pages until I finish The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and it is still going slow. However, a lot has happened since the last time I updated you guys. A lot of new stuff has been introduced with the royal family, which I actually didn't expect. There are plot twists in here, but I'm not caring about the plot twists, if that makes sense. Like, I'm halfway caring. I don't know. But the plot twist in here about the royal family and Jude's family, if you know what I'm talking about, was a little bit surprising to me. Another thing I want to mention. Does girl code not exist in fairy? Like, especially between sisters? Like, what the heck? I'm kind of, like, annoyed with Taryn right now. Like, what is wrong with her? Very annoyed with her. But that's fine. I hate Locke now. That guy is a B word. Like, dude. Like, I never really loved him. I just liked him. It was cool. But what? I hate him now. It's just not going well. And then Cardan. I still feel the same about Cardan. He's chill. Like, again, like, after I saw and heard that he was, like, his whole family, he had family troubles. I almost said a spoiler, sorry. He had family troubles. I had pity, and I knew that he was going to be a good character. I don't hate him. I never hated him. But I just don't, like, care about him. Like, I'm not connected. I feel like this is a filler book for the first book, if that makes sense. And that's so disappointing. When him and Jude, you know what I'm talking about, I didn't really care. Like, I thought it was a cute moment, and it was like, ooh, tea, but, like, I don't ship them together, if that makes sense. Like, it's not the biggest ship in the world, and I hope that changes as I continue the series, if I continue the series, but I don't know. That's where I'm going right now. I'm hoping these last 50 pages does something, because right now, the book is just not it. Like, I keep telling you, I hope, and I just didn't want to be so negative, and then at the end I like literally burst out, oh my gosh, I really love this book, but I'm not loving it, and with 50 pages left, I don't think that's gonna happen. So sorry for being so negative. I'll see you when I finish the book. So it's exactly 11 o'clock, and I finished The Cruel Prince, and there's a lot that's going on in my mind. I don't want to say everything because I do want to talk about it in like a more coherent way tomorrow, but the plot twist at the end did get me. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so what happened really freaking shocked me. And I did not, there was a plot twist and I was like, oh dang, okay. And then I was like, okay, now we're going down this road and I'm gonna see how they're gonna do it. And then there was another one. And so I was just a little bit shocked, very much shocked. Another thing that I have to say, it was hard for me to see Cardan be fond for another woman, lady, fairy. That was kind of disappointing. However, it wasn't disappointing that I got disappointed because that meant I was connected to Cardan even more, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna read the second book. I have to because of the ending. I need to see where it's gonna go. I have no idea where it's gonna go, like whatsoever. And I hope the second book isn't just the filler book. But yeah, I'm gonna talk more about it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Hey guys, so it is the next day and I finished The Cruel Prince by Holly Black and I decided to give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So for this, as you guys saw, I just really felt like this book was pretty average to me. I felt like the whole way through it was just flat until the last 50 pages. And not even the last 100, just 50 pages. Like, that's not how a fantasy book should be. I really did love the family dynamic. That's the one thing I told you guys that I really, really enjoyed. I loved how Jude and her father figure Matic worked out and how their relationship was, how she hated him but loved him at the same time. That was really powerful. I really enjoyed that. I also loved her relationship with her sisters, Taryn and Vivi. A conflict occurs with them at the end, and I'm not going to reveal all about that, but I really freaking love Vivi. She's my favorite sister out of all of them, even Jude, honestly. But that's it. I really enjoyed Holly Black's writing. I feel like her writing is so addictive the whole time. Although I found this book to be very average, her writing kept me going and it didn't feel like slumpy, if that makes sense. A lot of times it's info dumpy. A lot of fantasy books are very info dumpy where they just push all information at you, and I didn't feel like that was what Holly Black was doing, so it really helped me continue and not be put into a reading slump. And that being said, her writing also led to the plot. The plot was very average. I just felt the plot was so lackluster. It was just nothing there. It just had no meat to the plot, and I didn't appreciate that. I was super disappointed about that because with Holly Black's writing, she had so much potential to make this book so amazing, and it just wasn't that for me. I can say that although the plot was lackluster throughout the whole entire book, the ending with the plot twist were honestly amazing. As I said, they had a plot twist and we were headed down that path and I was so set on that plot twist, and then when they gave me another one at the climax of that plot twist, I was just like, whoa, that is just insane. That is something that I really enjoyed about the book, and that's why I was gonna give it a 3-star because of how average it was, and I ended up giving it a 3.5 star because I was like, okay, this plot twist really got me. I would have given it a 4-star, but I really could not ignore the whole first half of the book, or honestly first 2/3 of the book, if that makes sense. With the characters, I did not feel connected to much of the characters. Jude I connected with, and it wasn't even fully. I connected to her about 75-80% out of 100%, which sucks. And that's our main character, and that's only because we got inside of her mind, because it was her perspective. The other character that I think I got connected to was Cardan, because we got to know a little bit of his backstory and how his family doesn't really like him and their whole conflict. And there was a part where he is very fond and he was in love with another fairy in the world, and he's still very fond of her, and of course I want him to end up with Jude. And I guess that's more of me connected to Jude's and Cardan's relationship and not Cardan as a character. So the only other character that I think I would really cry or be really, really upset if they died would be Vivi. I really, really loved her, and that is pretty much the only character I care about other than Jude. So because of all of this, I decided to give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is kind of an unpopular opinion. Everybody really gives it a 4 or a 5-star, but to each their own. Because of the ending and because of the plot twist, I will be continuing on with the series, because at the beginning I didn't know if I wanted to continue, and I really want to see where this goes. I really, really am liking the banter between Jude and Cardan. So I really, really want to see where that goes, because their relationship is so easy and fresh and nice. And because of the plot twist, they kind of ended in a kind of upsetish place. So I really, really, really want to see where that goes. That's something I'm very, very, very excited about. But yeah, that was it for this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed me reading The Cruel Prince. If you enjoyed all my thoughts and stuff, I love you guys so, so, so much. Please subscribe, please comment down below, and do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.